All right.
There's Carol.
Zip's here. Hi, Carol. All right. So I'm just going to start off with a few things to talk about confirming member access and introduction to remote meeting. As a preliminary matter, this is Nicole Buckley, Chair of the Library Board of Trustees. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Amy Bartoloni?
Present.
Carol Bird?
Here.
Laura Howard?
Here.
Rebecca Tracy?
Here.
All right, and staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Library Director Bernadette Rivard?
Here.
And then this is an introduction to remote meeting. Good afternoon. This is the opening of the Bellingham Library Board of Trustees meeting. It is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020. Due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, and it is 4:02. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Bellingham Library Board of Trustees is convening by telephone conference, video conference via Zoom, as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and some attendees are participating by video conference. Please be aware that we have disabled video, audio, and screen sharing for the public. Only members and library staff will have access to the video, audio, and screen sharing. The public will be able to view and hear meeting participants only. Meeting materials. All of the materials for this meeting are linked on the library website unless noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise, and we put the link in the chat. Meeting business ground rules. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. And if members wish to engage in discussion, please do so by taking care to identify yourself. And finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. All right, so let's get started with approval of the minutes of the last meeting is the first thing on our agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Hi, Laura Howard, and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted by Amy Bartoloni.
Great, do we have a second?
Carol, I'll second.
Great, Amy?
Oh, I agree.
Great, Rebecca? Oh, Rebecca's frozen. All right, and I am in favor.
Okay, let me try muting and unmuting Rebecca and see what happens.
Oh, we just heard her say I agree.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to correspondence. We don't have any correspondence. And the financial report, so I'll turn this over to Bernadette.
Wait, I want to make sure Rebecca is unmuted. Where'd she go?
Yeah, I see her moving. She's moving.
Oh, she's moving. Okay. Can you unmute yourself, Rebecca? Because right now you look like you're on mute. More people than Rebecca. There she is. Unmute her. Okay, I got her. Okay. Okay. The financial report. So during the whole time since the last meeting, all of our bills have been submitted with just one signature from Nicole as the trustee chair. The requirement is that we read some detail of the bills that were paid, so I'm just going to go through that right now. On 3/26, we paid the following accounts and amounts. Books and periodicals, $3,837.74. LSTA Go Local funds, $2,000. Gift fund, $162.55. Office supplies, $145.20. Janitorial supplies, $359.47. Technical maintenance services, $278.67. Users fees, $744.01, for a total of $7,527.64. On 4/9, we paid books and periodicals, $4,075.12. Electricity and gas, $1,113.39. Equipment maintenance costs, $81.98. Janitorial supplies, $229.05. User fees, $185.31, for a total of $5,684.85. 4/23, we paid the following bills. Books and periodicals, $2,549.40. The gift fund, $228.43. Janitorial supplies, $133.39. And user fees, $157.50, for a total of $3,068.72. We have not had any income because we haven't been at the library to do any deposits since that date. So there was no fine money, nothing collected in the last month. That's the financial report. So now to move on to the director's report. Nicole. Nicole.
She's muted.
I know, I'm trying to unmute her right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was trying to unmute myself, but I was muted.
Okay.
So yep, next up is the director's report, and I'll turn it over to Bernadette.
Okay. So my full director's report is in the meeting materials. I'm going to summarize some of the important things that I think everyone needs to know. Here's my update on the coronavirus response from the library. We closed to the public on March 14th. The staff reported March 16th through 18th, and we've been closed to the public and staff since March 19th. Patrons needing assistance are asked to either email or call us. The email address is library@bellinghamlibrary.org, or the phone number is 508-657-2776. The book drop has been closed since March 16th, and we are not accepting returns until statewide delivery resumes. 20 to 30% of the items that we get are from other libraries, and we really don't have the place to store, right now there's no staff in the building to handle returns. So we will not be accepting returns until statewide delivery resumes. No fines will be charged for any materials until at least 30 days after we reopen. Prior to closing, we had taken some steps to enhance the safety of all staff and public, and that will continue when we eventually do reopen. We've had more hand sanitizer stations. We have Kleenex and other supplies available to staff and library users. We have moved trash barrels near the exits of the restrooms so paper towels can be deposited when people open the restroom doors. We purchased trash barrels with lids, step to open lids, so people can step on them so they don't have to touch the top of the trash barrel to open trash barrels. We updated the wash your hand signs in our restrooms to ones that were from the Centers for Disease Control. We removed all shared toys from the children's room, and we stressed with staff the importance of not coming to work when sick. In addition, there's some other things that we are doing that we think will help with safety in the long run. Since last year's renovation, all of our public entry and exit doors are now waived to open, so nobody has to touch a door handle or a doorknob to get in and out of the building. We have purchased a self-checkout station that will be set up prior to us reopening so that patrons with up-to-date accounts will be able to check out their own items. Hopefully next week, myself and our custodian, Jim Marr, will be meeting with Bruce Wilson of the Bellingham Board of Health to do a walkthrough of the library building through our spaces so we can get input from the Board of Health on things we need to do to safely reopen for safety of staff and patrons when the library opens. So that's kind of where we are. Obviously, we don't have a reopen date, and I mean, all of that is still up in the air. As far as the staff is working from home. Voicemails and emails come to me, and I am forwarding them to staff person with the expertise to assist. Staff is working on webinars, online courses, and other continuing education opportunities offered by library associations and other groups. Staff has hosted Zoom book club meetings, and a few more are planned. They've been busy creating video content on YouTube to keep the children and the adults entertained. They've been reviewing books and movies that they are reading and watching while we are out, and those reviews are now posted on our new Instagram book and movie review page. The full-time staff continues to be paid out of the municipal budget, and the part-time staff, since the shutdown, has been paid out of our state aid funds. A couple other things that need to be discussed is we had planned to go to fall town meeting to rhino shield the exterior parts of the building that hadn't been painted in a number of years. Obviously, I think funding for those things might be up in the air, so we have to wait for a directive on the town as to whether that project will be able to proceed or not. I think we still can proceed with the plan for the siding that the Blackstone Valley Tech students were going to do. That just requires us buying the materials, and that cost is minimal. So I think we can still get part of the exterior renovation done, but we're gonna have to wait for a directive from the town on fall town meeting capital projects. As far as programming goes, everything is obviously on hold until we receive directives from the state and Board of Health. There are too many unknowns to plan any future events. We will err on the side of caution and may enact stricter policies than whatever the state mandates based on input we get from the Board of Health. One piece of good news I have at this meeting is either today or tomorrow, we will be submitting our 300th anniversary book to Amazon for the final review. So hopefully within 3 or 4 weeks, the book will be available for purchase on Amazon. It looks really fantastic, and I'm anxious to have a print copy in my hand. And then some budget information. We are 80.76% through the fiscal year, and we have spent 80.67% of our budget. So we are actually exactly on target for where we should be. The breakdown of the budget is in the meeting materials. The town has put a spending freeze on all non-essential spending with the hope that departments will not spend their full budget allotment. At the April meeting, the Mass Board of Library Commissioners voted to revise their policy and make it that all libraries meet the materials expenditure requirement with whatever funds they had expended as of March 20th, the date that the governor called for the state of emergency. This means we do not have to spend all the funds in our books and periodicals line to meet state aid requirements. So we're already certified for state aid. So we are having a month or two of not purchasing items. That is some money that we can save. Of course, we will buy any bestsellers and anything that we need to have when we get back, but there is an opportunity to save a little bit of money there. This, in combination with expected funds remaining in our utility accounts, should enable us to return some funds to the town at the end of the budget year in June. As far as the fiscal 21 budget, we have not received any directive from the town regarding our budget request, but I anticipate that will happen, and I will update the board when that does happen. I am working on some revised budget scenarios so that we can be prepared for whatever budget cuts may happen, which I'm expecting there will be some. So right now we have $117,000 remaining in our municipal budget. We have $33,000 in our state aid funds. The state aid funds, as I said, are being used to pay our part-time staff. So I estimate by the time the fiscal year ends, the balance in that account, the state aid account, will be between $20,000 and $25,000. And that's all I have. The next thing that's on the agenda that I have in my report is of the unattended adults policy, and I'll turn that over to Nicole to start that part.
Sure. So we have the second reading of the unattended adults policy, and Rebecca's going to read that out loud for us.
Yeah.
I'm going to unmute you guys. Sorry.
Right. Unaccompanied adults, children's. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so unaccompanied adults. The children's room of the library is reserved for children. Their parents are responsible adult caregivers and adults interested in children's literature, such as teachers and college students taking children's literature classes. The teen room of the library is reserved for teens during after-school hours. The Ask program in the community room is reserved for children in grades 4 through 6. Parents and other adults are not permitted in the teen room or community room during after-school hours other than to select library materials or to pick up their children. Out of concern for the safety of children, adults who are unaccompanied by a child or children in these areas may be questioned by library staff and may be asked to move to another area of the library, particularly if the room is in heavy use by children or if it is not supervised by a staff member. Draft policy March 12, 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of the unaccompanied adults
It's the
policy.
second
reading.
Second, Amy. This is Amy.
Great. Okay, so Amy made a motion to approve the second reading of the unaccompanied adults policy. Do we have a second?
This is Carol. I can second it.
All right, great. Laura,
In favor.
Rebecca,
In favor.
and I am in favor as well. Yeah, all set, Carol? Okay. And I also wanted to move to form a subcommittee consisting of the chair and another member to be available to meet with the library director, Bernadette, the staff, and the town to make future decisions should the need arise prior to the next scheduled board meeting. Would I have a volunteer for the subcommittee?
I would like to be on that. Amy?
Okay, great. So Amy would volunteer to form a subcommittee with myself so that we would be available to meet with the library director, Bernadette, and the staff, make future decisions should the need arise prior to the next scheduled board meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Carol's making a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
This is Becca. I will second that.
Great, Rebecca's seconding. Laura
In favor.
and Amy,
In favor.
and I am in favor as well. All right. And let's see. Old business, there's none on the agenda. Our next meeting is Thursday, May 14th, 2020 at 7 p.m. and that is subject to change. Do any of the trustees have anything else to add?
No.
All right, Carol saying no. All right, Amy,
No, all set. Thank you.
Laura,
Not this time, no, thank you.
and Rebecca.
Nothing to add.
Okay, I move that we adjourn, and a second is needed for that.
Laura Howard, I'll second that.
Laura seconding, Amy,
Agree.
Rebecca,
Agree.
Carol.
Agree.
All right, I agree, and the meeting is adjourned at 4:18 p.m.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Bernadette, I would like to be at that